what were you doing when you received the news of the Oscar nomination?
And then they said, and we also have your brother on the line. And they had somehow found my brother's number and gotten him. And then so suddenly I was speaking to my brother.
And they're even starting to worry about retirement funds, including me.
Knowing that they're watching this and voting on it, on my film, is it's such a lovely, lovely honor.
Hi, today we're with John Kelly, and I'm super excited because you are the writer and director of the animated short Retirement Plan. And first of all, congratulations on this beautiful and emotional short film, which is currently nominated for the Academy Awards. So, hi, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
This short offers a humorous and emotional perspective of mortality and aging. As a writer, where this idea come from?
Yeah, it came initially from my own anxieties. I worry a lot, too much, and sometimes I try and solve my emotional problems by trying to do things. Rather than I garden or I try and fix things or I'm kind of solution oriented. And I thought it would be interesting to explore a character that's doing the same thing, but on a kind of a life scale, that's trying to solve the emotional problems in their life, not dealing with death by searching for solutions. I think, we kind of live in an age where we're surrounded by choice and so many options, which is really exciting. It's things like Netflix and Spotify and Duolingo offer so much possibility, but it's also, I don't know, speaking personally, I live in kind of continual discovery. I'm constantly looking for new things, and that could be at the expense of really enjoying things.
I was reading that you said that the most surprising thing was the people that gets emotional, but also a lot of people re-evaluating their lives, and they're even starting to worry about retirement funds, including me. So tell me a little bit more about this reaction you're getting from the people.
It's wild. People that are like 19 years old and 20 years old starting to worry, which I feel kind of almost bad in a little bit, but I think when we made the film, we kind of thought, myself and my co-writer Tara, kind of made it for ourselves, really, to try and make something that we thought would be funny rather than looking outwardly and trying to impress other people. So it's a very personal film in that regard. And we're both around the same age. One of us lives in America, I live here. We both got 2 kids each and very busy lives. And I kind of thought, people in their 60s or 70s or 50s and 40s might resonate with it. But I'm really floored by some of the Letterboxd reviews, because people so eloquently describe the film in ways that I could never do it, and because there's so much in there, and some of the shots are just like, half a second or 1 second. I think people, when they see it for the first time, they don't catch every piece of dialogue or every meaning. And also some people see some things and other people see other things. It really depends on where your mind is at when you watch it, how you respond to it, I think, which is fun.
How was the creative process for this short? What technique did you use, and how long was this process?
We had about 9 months to make the film, and I like to be quite involved, so I designed the scenes, I storyboard, co-wrote it and edited it, and I loved the edit. It was just no pressure. It was my voice. And so I could re-record little bits and play around with the order of things and my terrible drawings. And then I brought it to the animators, my 2 friends, Eamon O'Neill and Mara Kern. And they They used a piece of software I'd never heard of at the time called Moho, which I think is a Spanish piece of animation software, and it's really incredible because I work in like vectors. I draw with Illustrator, Adobe Illustrator, and they can use that and then add a Photoshop brush on top. So it has the flexibility of under the hood. It's got the flexibility of this sort of flexible vector engine, but then it's got this sort of subtle texture from Photoshop. And that pipeline meant that we were able to work really quickly and also make changes really easily. Yeah, it was really, really invigorating.
I know you are based in Dublin and you are a filmmaker specialized in animation. What made you want to focus on animation?
Yeah, I think I first got interested in animation because you can create a little world in it. You know, I started making comics. That was me in my bedroom when I was like 12, 13, 14, just drawing comics. And then I'd bring them into school and get a reaction. You know, I'd have like a sketchbook that would be passed around from the other students. And sometimes my sketchbook, which I was really, suddenly it would disappear into another classroom and I wouldn't see it until the end of the day because people were reading these, silly comics. But I think that ability to make people laugh and to make people, I guess even feel something a little bit at that age. Sometimes it was something gross or, people, kind of brutal or whatever. It's got a little bit more sophisticated since my teenage years. But, I think it's that ability to create a whole world from nothing.
What were you doing when you received the news of the Oscar nomination?
It's about lunchtime. So I was sitting at the kitchen table with my wife, Jenny, and we had my laptop and the whole crew on a Zoom. Yeah, I wasn't optimistic. I wasn't pessimistic either. I was just like, let's see what happens. Yeah, it was incredible. And it's funny, like even a moment after the announcement, as I was still sort of taking it in, then my phone rang and it was the national Irish radio station wanting to call me for this, very popular dial-in show. I don't know how they found my number. And then so suddenly I was like processing this news and speaking to them. And then they said, and we also have your brother on the line. And they had somehow found my brother's number and gotten him. And then so suddenly I was speaking to my brother. It was, it was very...
kind of weird.
Yeah, very weird. But really nice, lovely.
What does this recognition from the Academy represent in your career?
Oh, it's such an unexpected joy. And, I think like being on that radio show, for example, which has a huge audience here in Ireland. Like Ireland's a small country, but everyone's so excited about it that I've been speaking to. And I've suddenly realized, my cousin knows the producer and my ex-roommate lived with with one of the animators, all these things like suddenly my world has become really small. But all these lovely congratulations coming in. And so, I think it's hard to say what it means for my career, but it's definitely, I didn't set out to make an Oscar winning or nominated or shortlisted film. I just made something that was very personal and very esoteric and something that I wanted to see myself. And when you make something like that, you never really know whether anyone else will be interested. So it's a lovely thing that it's to get this kind of recognition, and it's just wild, like looking through, the former kind of winners and nominees, knowing that they're watching this and voting on it, on my film, is it's such a lovely, lovely honor. I've been watching the other films that are nominated because we're going to a nominees luncheon on Tuesday.
Oh, no.
And I watched again for the second time actually Arco, which is nominated for Best Feature, animated feature, and it's a French film, and it's just come out in the cinemas. So if your viewers are able to see that in the cinema, I would highly recommend it. It's really beautiful and very emotional, but very sweet and incredibly French. It's worth watch.
So what are you working now? Do you have new projects coming up?
Yeah, I got funding last year for another short film, and so it's a similar style, but it's a little bit tonally different. It's actually like an animated documentary, short, and it's about the most terrifying thing that ever happened to me about 10 years ago when I woke up in our apartment in London, with a giant rat on my chest at
Really?
5 in the morning. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. And then me and my wife spent like the 3 most intense hours of our life trying to chase it out of our bedroom. And so it's like, it's a similar style, hand-drawn sort of feel, but I'm billing it as a comedy horror action documentary.
Nice, sounds so interesting. Thank you very much, and congratulations again for this nomination and all the awards you're winning with this shirt, because it's so good, so emotional, and so beautiful.
Thank you so much for having me, Nanny.